I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Shocking news. Tyrese Gibson runs off stage to avoid being served legal papers. Also, the real reason behind Shaq's ex-wife, Shaunie, claiming that she never loved Shaq. But before we get started with this demonstration, I want to salute everybody that's catching this on the replay. I want to salute everybody that's watching from the clouds. Salute all my moderators. Salute you, him, and her. Salute all of my new subscribers. Salute to the whole Rock Squad. Let me read my copyright disclaimer. And then, as always, we're going to jump into this demonstration. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Everything that you hear in this demonstration, everything that you hear in this video that I call a demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everything that you hear is allegedly. It's all allegedly. So we're going to be chopping it up about Tyrese Gibson, the shocking news. Why did he run off stage? What was it all about? Also, what's the reason behind Shaq's ex-wife, Shaunie, saying she never loved Shaq? Now, that's some cold words. That's something cold. Salute Positive Vibes. Salute Suntan. That's something cold. You know, to be married to somebody and then years later, you come out and say that you never loved your husband or you never loved your wife. Hey, all marriages, I'm not going to say all marriages, but the majority of marriages, they have their ups and downs. They have their ups and downs. But to say that you never loved your ex-husband, to say that you never loved your ex-wife, that's going to raise some eyebrows. So if you never loved Shaq, and these is her words, if you never loved Shaq, then what you marry him for? Because I thought, and I could be wrong, I thought the number one reason why people in this country, I thought the number one reason why people in America gets married was because they love one another. As Positive Vibes says, but in this case, it seems like the money. And that's what we really have to look at in each marriage. Ann says, thank you, Jesus. Shank original, not speaking on the same thing everybody else is today. Salute, Ann. I try to, give y'all a variety, because at one time, for months, probably for a year, I spoke on one topic. So I know how draining that can be. It can be draining for me as the content creator, and it can be draining also as the subscribers. I mean, every day, day in and night out, the content creator is talking about the same topic. So that's why I just mix things up. I don't want to just stay stuck on one topic. So I appreciate that you noticed that, Ann. So I just try to give y'all a variety of topics. So I appreciate that you took notice of that, Ann. But yeah, when it comes to the marriages, and then let's just be honest, we wonder why men cheat. We wonder why women cheat. I'm not going to, even though it's about ex-wife, even though it's about a woman who says that she never was in love with her ex-husband, which happens to be Shaq, I'm still going to make it as far as both sides, men and women. We wonder why men cheat. We wonder why women cheat. We wonder why, and this is what I always say. I always say this. The majority of marriages in this country, the majority of marriages in this country is for women. Most men, not all of us, not all men feel this way, but most men in this country don't want to get married. Most men in this country get married because it's something that our girlfriends want to do. It's something that our fiancés want to do. It's a family tradition. It runs in the family. And so for us men, we're making the girlfriend happy. We're making our mom, our dad, we're holding on to traditions. But let's just be honest. In this country, marriages benefits the women. Marriages benefits the women. I mean, let's just think about the wedding. If you take the average wedding, most men, like for me, we could just go to the courthouse. Most men feel that way. Most women wants to have a nice wedding. I'm going to take these comments and then I'm going to move on. Ann says, must be why many end in divorce. People get married for the wrong reasons. Rob says, salute Rob. Rob says, yes, it does. Suntan says, you can love someone for who they are, but not be in love. And that's so true. Now, when we get to the shocking news and the reason for Shaunie saying that she never loved Shaq, that's some of the things that we're going to discuss as far as, you can love someone for who they are, but not be in love. Rob says, and be done with it and love and work forever. Because I know a lot of relationships and they live together as girlfriend and boyfriend and they last longer than marriages. But we're definitely going to tap into that. We're going to start this off with Tyrese Gibson at the age of 45 abruptly exited the stage doing his Saturday show at Stockbridge Amphitheater in Stockbridge, Georgia. It says the singer was in the middle of performing his 2002 hit song, How You Gonna Act Like That, when he fled the stage to avoid being served with paperwork from a lawsuit. Now, this is according to TMZ. Shout out to TMZ. So, allegedly, it seems like some paperwork was being served. Let's get into that actual paperwork. So it says, Tyrese exits a live show. So it was live. And it says he left the show early due to him being served legal papers related to a lawsuit filed by Brian Barber in October 2023. Now, Brian Barber filed this and it's for defamation. So it's a defamation. Salute Dana and the Dream Team. I see y'all down there. Salute Dana and the Dream Team. Says sometimes when you gotta go, this was the case Tyrese past weekend when he seemingly disappeared in the middle of his live show. If you haven't seen it yet, a video has been circulating on social media of the R&B singer performing at his concert, as I spoke on. It says, as Tyrese is seeing the crowd like he normally does. So it's a defamation. I want to see if it's a defamation of character. But a Bryant barber had the paper served. Says a security guard appeared to approach Tyrese on stage and whispered something in his ear as he was performing. So a security guard notified him by whispering in his ear. It says, although Tyrese keeps on singing, he is seen exiting the stage, leaving the entire crowd confused. What would y'all have done? Dana J, Suntan, and Positive Vibes, and everybody else down there in the chat. What would y'all have done if y'all was performing and says, I would have demanded my money back? What would you have done if you was Tyrese? Says, I already read that. Barbara, okay, here we go right here. So it says, Barbara is suing Tyrese for defamation and libel. It says, claiming that he said some nasty words about him during an appearance on the Breakfast Club. During his appearance, Tyrese said Barbara was withholding some footage he wanted. Among other things, Barbara believed that the R&B singer and actor hurt his reputation, and get a load of this. He's seeking $10 million from the Too Fast, Too Furious star. So the lawsuit is for defamation. And he's seeking $10 million. That's a lot of bread. That's a lot of dough. That's a lot of money. So I guess Tyrese is playing chess, as well as the city mayor of Dalton. I spoke on that yesterday. I guess Tyrese is playing chess. Can I be mad at Tyrese for getting up out of there? I can't be mad at him, because you got to have them papers served. So Tyrese is like, yeah, as long as I don't have these papers, as long as these papers haven't been served, I could prolong this. It says, Barbara is a music video and movie director. This man, Mr. Barber, is a music video and movie director who has worked with several popular artists, most notably Outkast, one of my favorite groups, on the 2006 film Idlewild. I love that movie. Drop a one if y'all are an Outkast fan. Drop a 1 if y'all are an Outkast fan. Drop a 2 if y'all seen the 2006 film Idlewild. I ain't paying no attention to you today, Positive Vibes. Maybe you and Dana J, or maybe you and somebody else can get in a roast session. I ain't paying you no attention today, Positive Vibes. And drop the 1. Be careful, Shank. You resemble Tyrese. They might. I'm gonna accept that, because y'all do know, for the longest time, people were saying that I resemble Tyrese. I ran with it. I'm gonna keep it 100. I ran with it. I used to run with it. They used to be like, yeah, you look like Tyrese, and I used to run with it. I used to run with that. But my man that's that's suing Tyrese, Brian Barber, he worked on Outkast's 2006 film Idlewild, which he wrote, directed it, and produced it. Wow, wow. I didn't know that. He's also worked on music videos with artists such as UGK, Carrie Hilson, The Game, Akon, T-Pain, Will I Am, Bow Wow, John Legend, Destiny's Child, and many more. So he's definitely a heavyweight. He definitely has a mean resume on his work. Salute, Tracy. I see you, Tracy. Salute. He definitely has a mean and a very impressive resume. He's suing Tyrese. He's suing Tyrese. Let me see if it's something else that I could grab. Once again, it's a $10 million lawsuit. And says he's going to have to get in line behind his baby mothers and execs. Yeah. It hasn't been looking good for Tyrese. It hasn't been looking good for Tyrese at all. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Do y'all think that Tyrese should have done? Let me just rephrase that. Do y'all think Tyrese should have had the paper served to him? What do y'all think? Because I'm sure there are folks out there that feels as though he should have just let the papers get served if he didn't do anything wrong and get it over with. But in my opinion, and this is just my perspective, when it comes to these legal issues, some cases, it's not a right or wrong. And in this case, I don't think Tyrese was right or wrong in the decision that he made. I definitely don't think he was wrong, because he's just prolonging it. And when you're having these legal issues, when these legal issues come up, I mean, I've been in a court of law plenty of times, and I know the longer you prolong things, for you as being the one that's being brought to court, for you being the one that's being sued, or you being the defendant in the case, it works out, and it can work out in your favor because you're prolonging things. So I don't think that there was anything wrong with Tyrese getting up off that stage and getting up out of there. However, it was wrong of him to leave his fans hanging like that. So let me backtrack. In that case, it's a sticky situation. It was a tough situation, but business-wise, and not only business-wise, because now you got to look at it like this, the promoters. So not only do you have my man, the dude Brian Barber suing him, now you definitely going to have the promoters, and that's a breach of contract. If it's anybody that knows anything about contracts, if it's anybody that knows anything about the law when it comes to these contracts, that's a breach of contract. Because now you put the promoter in a tough spot, because those fans that paid whatever it is that they paid to see you, yeah, at the moment they going to be mad, and I'm sure at that moment they were mad at you. But then once they came to their senses, I'm sure that they look, where's the promoter at? We want our money back. So now the promoter or the promoters are out of money. So looking at the big picture of things, it was wrong. It was wrong. I gotta call a spade a spade. I get why he done it. I ain't naive. I'm not green to why he done it. I know why he done it, and I'm sure we all know why he done it. But then at the same time, that was bad business, and that was bad for the promoter as well as your fans. And one thing that I know, whenever you have fans, especially if they are spending money with you, if they are paying for these tickets, you have to do right by your fans. How many else feel the same way? Drop a 1 if y'all feel the same way as I do. You have to definitely do right by your fans. So I think Tyrese was wrong for doing that. I definitely think he was wrong for doing that. So allegedly, it was the sheriff. It definitely was the sheriff that tried to serve him the paperwork. I think this is the actual footage. So I'm going to show y'all the footage. And he allegedly is telling the crowd that he's going to his car. Now y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm going to show the footage. What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts? So, it ain't no denying it. He can't deny it. So, along with this lawsuit, I'm sure the promoters or the promoter, I'm sure that the promoters is definitely going to be suing as well. And says, let's hope he sang more than one song. And says, wow, is all I could say at this moment. Suntan says, and he was one of my favorites. Yes. Yeah, and I love that song. I love that song. How You Gonna Act Like That? My favorite song by Tyrese is the joint that he got with the Brat. What you like? That's my favorite Tyrese song of all time. That song in a Vaunt song, I Could Read Your Mind, in Montel Jordan, the remix with LL. Them three right there, them three is like at the top of my playlist. But I definitely love that. How You Gonna Act Like Me? I mean, How You Gonna Act Like That? And says he did have some jams. I miss R&B. Yeah, I did. I do miss R&B. I do. Now, could it been because I heard somebody raise the question that maybe he got up out of Dodge, maybe he can't sing, maybe his vocals, maybe it wasn't, maybe it didn't have anything to do with the papers being served by the sheriff. Appreciate that, Suntan. Yeah, I'll be on it. But I definitely believe that it was about the paperwork. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think that it has something to do with him not singing? I mean, because a lot of artists have went through that. A lot of singers have went through that. Positive Vibe says, no, he could have lip synced. True, Positive Vibe. And says could be multiple reasons. And that's so true, Ann. But as y'all can see, he got up out of there. He got up out of Dodge. So there is a $10 million lawsuit against him. How do y'all feel about Ancestors? Did he say, I will be back, I'm going to my car? Did he say that, y'all? I know he said I'd be back. I think he did say I'll be back, I'm going to my car. But he got up out of there. Some of y'all was saying he don't even have 10 million. Let's see what his net worth is. Y'all right. He got a net worth of 4 million. Positive Vibe says he had 10 million reasons to run. So his net worth is only 4 million. And this was done February 14th of this year. His net worth is 4 million. That's wild, y'all. That's wild. It seemed like Tyrese can't catch a break. We're going to move on to Shaq's wife. Well, ex-wife. Because the shocking news is that, according to her, she never loved Shaq. Now, could that statement be a result of Shaq hurting her? Because in her defense, Shaq said he could understand why anyone wouldn't love him, or the way that he acted, he could understand why she didn't love him. But me, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. Because what does the way you act have to do with your ex-wife loving you? Do y'all feel the same way? And we all know some relationships where the man has done the woman dirty. I mean, dirty, dirty. And that woman still loved that man. Because one thing about love, if you love a person, what do they say about love? Love is unconditional, or unconditionally, whichever one it is. So if you loved him, regardless what he done, now I can understand you saying, I used to be in love with him. At one time, I did have love for him, but that love is no longer there. I still had love for him, but I'm not in love with him no more. I get that part. But listen to the key words. She says she never loved him. She said that she never loved him. Says Shaquille O'Neal's ex-wife wrote she never really loved him. It says wait a minute, y'all. Give me a minute. I might gotta. Give me a minute, y'all. They messing with my numbers. Give me a minute. I don't know if I could come out of this. Let's see. So as I stated, Shaq responds to painful admission from his ex-wife. It says early this week, an excerpt from Shaunie O'Neal's book. So obviously she wrote a book. The book is called Undefeated: Changing the Rules and Winning on My Own Terms. Says grab some serious attention on social media. Shaunie, who was married to Shaq from 2002 to 2011, so they were married 9 years, admitted that she was never truly in love with the NBA star during their marriage. You two messing with my numbers, y'all. It says, looking back, I don't know that I was ever really in love with the man, but I was in love with the idea of being married to the man I had a family with, Shaunie said. Let's stay right there, y'all. Let's stay right there. Let's stay right there. Let's chop it up. Salute, Sagittarius. She says, I don't know that I was ever really in love with the man. Stop right there. What did you get married for? What did you get married for this man? What did you have a family by this man and with this man if there wasn't love there? That's what we have to start checking. That's what we have to start checking. In these relationships that go bad, in these marriages that don't last, that end in divorce, those are the things that we have to start checking. What was the intentions? Let's start with the ladies, and then I'll deal with the fellas. What was the woman's intention? Because especially for us men, we can be with a woman. We could be with a woman, and we can know that this woman is no good for us. However, what do they say? It's cheaper to keep her, right? So we in a relationship with this woman. We know she don't really give two F's about us. 9 times out of 10, we done knocked her up. She got 1 baby by us. She got 2 babies by us. She got a baby on the way. So now, here comes the mind games, right? She's threatening to do what, fellas? She's threatening to take your ass down child support, right? You know you do not want to go down child support. So here comes the mind games. Well, if you marry me and we become a family, and then that would indicate to me how much you love me, knowing she don't love you. Now you caught between a rock and a hard spot. Your ass do what? Your ass marries her, knowing that she could care or give a rat's ass about you, and she knows she don't love you. Do y'all know how many marriages? Do y'all know how many women? And I do believe that Shaunie's situation is a prime example. She's not the only woman out here that never loved the man that she got married to. So I want to ask y'all, do y'all think, before we go any further, and let me take account, how many of y'all, drop a one, if you feel as though for Shaunie, it was all about the bag. Drop a 1 if y'all feel that it was a money grab. Drop a 1. Let's see the ones. Drop a 2 if you feel like She may have didn't love him, but maybe, just maybe, she thought through time, that they would grow, and then she would grow to love him. It's one thing that I always say. You got to know the man that you're marrying. You got to know the woman that you're marrying. You're right. Kat said everyone gets the same kind of wife. Cat Williams said that, y'all. You're right. Cat Williams said it. Just look at them. And look at the celebrities and look at their wives. Look at their wives. That's like for a man. If you marry a stripper, you already knows what comes along with that territory. It is what it is. Ross says, what do you call a woman that gets married and has children with someone they don't love? Good question. Right, same women and their careers skyrocket. Cat said he wasn't into the package they offering. So let's look at this. If a man meets a stripper, and if he marries that stripper, what do they say? You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Even though, let's just be honest, not all strippers was out there like that. There were some cases, there were some strippers that used that money for stripping to get them through school, to help them get their own business. Some of the strippers wasn't turning tricks, meaning they wasn't having sexual relations for money, some of the strippers, but the majority of them. And so, not all basketball players cheat. Not all basketball players live that kind of lifestyle. However, let's be honest, the majority of them do. So now you're marrying a basketball player. You know what comes with the territory. Now you could be naive, you could be green, some of us, we like to wear that naive face. We like to, be green in some cases. But if I marry a stripper, I know what comes with the territory. If you as a woman marries a basketball player, you know what comes with the territory. So in this case, in my opinion, it's a money grab. It was a money grab. And I wondered because even on the housewives, basketball housewives, and even when people would speak and people would ask her about what it was like being married to Shaq and what was her life like being with Shaq, she gave that funky ass attitude. She gave that nonchalant attitude like she was all that. I'm just being honest. That was the attitude that she gave. Yeah, come on, YouTube, get my numbers up. I mean, y'all playing with my numbers. Y'all keep playing with my numbers. Stop playing with my numbers. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to still continue with the demonstration because I appreciate those that are here for the content. So regardless of what YouTube does with my numbers, I'm going to carry on with this demonstration. But this is a reality check. This is a reality check. And this is when all women, I'm talking about all women, it don't matter the nationality. Because in the demonstration that I gave, I said that every race, every nationality of women, you got some good ones and you got some bad ones. Now, I want everybody to listen to me. Is it wrong? Because first we have to identify. We got to identify and come to some kind of understanding. Is it wrong for a woman to be a gold digger? Is it wrong for a woman to be out for the money? My opinion, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because a woman that's being a gold digger, a woman that's being out for the money is no difference from a man that's out to be a player. She's no different from a man that only wants sex, in my opinion. The point that I'm trying to make, and the point that I've been making for the longest, when you get into a relationship, even though that man sets the tone, it's still that man's responsibility, and it's still that woman's responsibility to know. For the women, it's still your responsibility to know exactly who it is you're opening up your legs to and giving your kitty cat to. For the men, it's still up to you to know exactly who you're going into. Because as we've learned, every person, every guy, every man that a woman sleeps with, that man is leaving a part of him in that woman. That man is injecting into that woman his spirit. So now for the fellas, if you lay down with this woman and if you go into this woman, all those spirits that went into her, she's going to what? She's going to release those spirits into you. And in my opinion, this is why I believe that God set up the laws. This is my opinion why God said for the women to remain virgins until you become married. This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. And I know that, believe it or not, some women hold on to that very ideology. Believe it or not, there are some virgins still out here, believe it or not. So when we are out here, when we are moving around, we got to be careful. So for me, looking at Shaq's and Shaunie's marriage, I have to fault both of them. I have to hold both of them accountable. Like I said, she knew what she was getting. He knew what he was getting. I'm going to go to some clips. I'm going to go to some clips. And you're absolutely right, Raw. You're absolutely right, Raw. Not just women, men as well. I mean, you know, and this is what I was saying. I wanted to hold both men and women accountable. I didn't want to, even though it's about a woman and she not loving her husband, her ex-husband, I still wanted to play both sides, you know. So it says, I was in love with the idea of building a life together. I truly did enjoy spending time with him. NBA road trips allowed me to be with my husband and experience the NBA life for a little while. Now, this is one thing that, in my opinion, even though the marriage didn't work, you got to understand how being married to Shaq, how it set you up. Later on in life, you're set for life. Basketball housewives, all of those basketball wives are set for life. She says, so it says, Shaq's son Sharpe, responded in the comments with a heartwarming message. Shaq's son Tyrese says, love you, man. You saved my life, he wrote. Literally the most lovable and likable person on the planet. Shaq has publicly taken accountability for his failed marriage on a couple occasions. He discussed the matter during an appearance on the Pivot podcast a few years back. One thing I can say about Shaq is a stand-up guy. Like, with Shaq, even when he was playing basketball, like, you know, he was taking a lot of hard fouls. And, you know, he took the hard fouls to the chin, meaning he could have, you know what I'm saying, swung back. A couple times he did get into some fights. But I watched a lot of fouls that the players was giving Shaq, and a lot of the fouls were fragrance fouls, meaning they was, you know, extra fouls. So, and even I love Shaq with his comedy. Y'all know the Shaq comedy nights. Oh man, and I love when Ariel Spears. Did y'all see that when Ariel Spears roasted the hell out of Shaq? Man, I'ma play it. And Shaq was a good sport about it. He reminds me so much of me, like his sense of humor. I gotta watch. Just watch this, y'all. Just watch this. Drop a 1 if y'all seen when Ariel Spears was roasting Shaq. Drop a 1. Drop a 1, y'all. Yeah, really positive vibes. Drop a 1 if y'all seen when Ariel Spears was roasting Shaq. I gotta run this, y'all. I watch it all the time. Drop a 1. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Man, he roasted the hell out of Shaq. And Shaq took it. He took it to the chin. I be on the floor. I be on the floor watching that. But as y'all can see now, Shaunie was with Shaq, and you know, it seemed like they were enjoying the moment. But as y'all can see what I'm saying about Shaq, Shaq seems like a real cool guy. He seems like I said, his sense of humor. You know, like I said, if you roast me and it's a good roast, oh, I'm laughing. Shank, you gonna be laughing at yourself? Hell yeah, because I got a sense of humor. Like when Pee Wee be roasting me, I be laughing my ass off. You know, when Positive Vibes be roasting me, I be laughing my ass off. But it just seems like Shaq, you know, has a sense of humor. He's a down-to-earth kind of guy. But back to Shaunie, that was cold. I feel like that was a low blow for her to say that she never loved the man. I feel like that was a low blow. You was married to this man. You got a family with this man. You never loved him?
It's coming early.
What do you want me to call?
It's my paycheck. It's coming early. A fifth third better means an early payday.
You really think you can get me to like dark chocolate?
Without a doubt.
Won't it taste bitter?
Well, baby, speaking of Shaq.
Let's see what we have here.
His ex Shaunie O'Neal, who goes by Shaunie Henderson, Pastor Shaunie Henderson, released a new book titled Undefeated, Changing the Rules and Winning on My Own Terms. And she's spilling all the tea-hee-hee, darling. Now, Miss Shaunie was married to Shaquille O'Neal for 9 years, and they have 5 children together. But despite that, she said this about Shaq. Looking back, I don't know that I was ever really in love with the man, but I was in love with the idea of being married to the man I had a family with. I was in love with the idea of building a life together. I truly did enjoy spending time with him.
But you didn't love the man that you made the family with?
Well, she said in love. You know, like when you get older and you really meet somebody that you
love for real.
Love for real.
Babies for somebody you're not in love with?
No.
Well, you think it's love.
Yeah.
Until you fall in love with somebody
the real
later in
person.
life that really love you and really give you them feelings. You're like, oh
And they had how many
I
kids?
wasn't in love.
5? It took 5 kids for you to realize you were not in. Anyway, Shaq responded to the posting in his stories. He said, I understand I wouldn't have been in love with me either. Wishing you all the best. Heart emoji, all love.
Oh.
Yeah, she probably thought that was love until she met the man she's with now.
Yeah,
Who really showed her what love is. It made her heart feel a special kind of way.
So like Captain Shush?
In the name of Jesus.
She had a younger guy after Shaq, though. Remember that little young guy?
And apparently that wasn't love either,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it didn't last.
That was fun.
Right.
That little
Shaq
peppermint.
he hasn't been secretive about that relationship not being the best. You know, I'm not super surprised to hear her say it.
Me
Yeah,
either.
but I love his accountability, though, right? Like, he's like, I wouldn't have been in love with me either because he knows.
As I stated before, and I like what Positive Vibes said, and I'm going to build off of what Positive Vibes said. Positive Vibes says, I feel like since their kids are grown and they are no longer together, she is telling how she really felt and to sell her books too. It's 2 parts, but I want to first start with the first part. She is telling how she really felt. Can y'all imagine? Can y'all imagine being with someone? Can y'all imagine being with someone and you think, you believe that this someone really loves you? Because when it all plays out, and that's why I always stress, let it play out. Because when you let things play out, you find out exactly how people really felt about you. Listen up, and I want y'all to listen up very carefully. Some people will try to, when it play out, I'm mad at him right now. I'm mad at her right now. So that's the only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. Nah. Your ass is saying how you really felt about a person, because regardless what you do to a person, or regardless what a person may have done, love is love. If I love you, and if I fucks with you like that, all right, you did some foul shit to me. But that still ain't gonna stop me from loving you. That's still not going to stop me from having them type of feelings that I had for you from the beginning. Motherfucker, you were playing in my face. You was playing in my face all along. Now that we don't fuck with each other, or now the relationship is over with, your true feelings came out. My motto is, let it play out. Because when it plays out, see, this played out. It played out. Now, Shaq is in denial, and Shaq is looking at it from a sucker's perspective. Shaq is looking at it from a simp's perspective. He's looking at it like, well, you know, I did cheat. Well, you know, I did do this. Well, you know, I didn't do this. Well, you know, all of the above. So, you know, I understand why she didn't love me. Stop right there. Love is love. And love is unconditional. Regardless of what you do to a person, if they really loved you, they loved you. Do y'all know when it comes to our parents? We can start with our parents. Do y'all know the hurt? Do y'all know the things that we put our parents through? But guess what? Our parents still loved us. See, that's love. That's unconditional love. That's why I say to some people in my past, you really didn't love me. You really didn't fuck with me like that. I was just convenient. I was just an option. You was just getting something out of me. And that's why you was around me. You know I'm on top of it. You know I peeped the play. And that was a play. She ran a play on Shaq. That's a play. It's nowhere in the world that you're going to tell me that you got children. Stop right there. You got children by a man that you didn't love. What type of shit is that? As much as me and my baby mothers went through, if you ask my baby mothers right now, they'll tell you, I can't stand his ass. He makes me sick. I hate his ass, but I loved him. Some of them will tell you, I still love him. We gotta chop this word up, y'all. And I'm glad that we're covering this, because this is a prime example. This is a prime example of females when they go after men for a bag. They go after men for a money grab. It is what it is. And this is why a lot of those females get played out of position. Shaq he's an honorable kind of guy. And he don't really want to put his kid's mother out there like that. But deep down inside, Shaq knew that girl, Shaq knew that Shaunie didn't love him. I promise y'all that. He knew. Most men knows when y'all love us. Most men knows when y'all don't love us. I know when you love me. I know when you don't love me. I know when you running game. I know when it's just strictly about sex. I know if it's good dick. I know you just fucking with me because the dick good. Yeah, I'm just keeping it 100, y'all. I know. I know when the love is genuine. I know when it's a money grab. And that's why I always say to any female from the door, how do you really feel about me? Because once I peep the play that you running, then that's going to allow me to see you for who you is. And in this perspective, in my perspective, it was a money grab. It definitely was a money grab. What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts? We're going to go to Shaunie.
Okay, when life for
We're going to go to Shaunie. Shout out to Tamara Hall. Shout out to the Tamara Hall show. Let's go to Shaunie.
our next guest took a difficult turn, she carved a whole new lane for herself, becoming a trailblazing executive producer, creator of one of the most talked about reality show franchises. Before social media and the Real Housewives were around, Shaunie Henderson created Basketball Wives, taking us behind the scenes, from the court into the lives of women who had married, divorced, and dated NBA players. The show became a huge hit. Everybody was watching it, of course, the drama unfolding in their lives. But here's what was interesting. When it came time to submit a first draft of her real life and her memoir, giving a glimpse of her story, Shaunie's publishers told her that she wasn't being honest enough. Shaunie has revealed she was most nervous to write about her 7-year marriage and divorce from our friend, NBA Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal. In her new book, Undefeated, Changing the Rules and Winning on My Own Terms, I love that title. Shaunie writes about life, being married to one of the biggest basketball greats, and finding new love and becoming the first lady of a church. Here's a clip of the audio.
I'm a leader, an entrepreneur, and a first lady of a church. The self-knowledge and growth that's made those roles possible has come from sleepless nights, dark depression, anger over self-inflicted denial and dependency, and disgust at compromises I've made along the way. In other words, I have scars, but those scars have made me who I am.
Wow. Tam Fam, please welcome back to our show in person, Shaunie Henderson. Oh boy, I know, it's a lot.
It's a lot. And then to hear you say it, I was like, oh God, I didn't do that.
I mean, people don't realize, because they think of the show that you created and it being about what happens in someone's home. You live in a privacy bubble. That's what you called it. You said, my bubble is a state of mind. It's an attitude that says, when it comes to my personal life and my family, people are untrustworthy until proven otherwise. So you hid a lot.
A lot.
Because you couldn't always trust everybody with your story.
Yes, absolutely. And in my book, I talk about that so much because, you know, even my husband now, I had to explain to him my privacy bubble, because it might not be normal, you know.
Well, it's so interesting because you created a show based on people telling their business.
Right.
And you were like, you can tell yours, but I'm not telling mine.
Exactly. And I protected my space.
Yeah.
I shared what I wanted.
See what I'm saying? It's a money grab. Are y'all peeping this? It's a money grab. She laying it all out. It's all playing out. It's okay for them to tell their business, but she remained private. She the one that came up with the idea. Now, why would you want those basketball wives to reveal what they had going on, but you could keep yours in private? Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention.
To share specifically. I grew up in a house where my mother was like, what goes on in our house stays in this house. So that's literally how I lived my life. Even in my book now, writing about it, I was not comfortable telling my story because my story involves my mom, my story involves my dad, my story involves my ex-husband, and it's not.
But why is it okay for other people? Their story involves their mom, their dad, their siblings. I smell a rat. I smell a rat, Rock Squad. I smell a rat. Let's listen.
Not their decision to write a book, right? It was mine. So it was like I was shielding everything to protect everybody.
You know, I've said on the show, I'm typically not a fan of memoirs because people reinvent stories, and then they would come on our show and I'd say on page 99, and then they'd say, I didn't say that. I'm like, it's in page 99.
Right.
I love that your publisher said to you, you're not being honest enough. You got to go back at it. I'm getting emotional because you go deep in this.
Yeah.
And it's why it's a beautiful book. You talk about your parents, and they were married 54 years prior to your dad's passing in March 2022. You wrote, growing up as a child, there was infidelity on your dad's part, and your mom could not forgive him for what he'd done, but stayed in the marriage.
Yes.
That leads you to a pattern which you write about in your own marriage, in your marriage to Shaq for 7 years. You wrote, I'm not proud of the fact that I spent so many years in denial. It shows how easy it is to slip into patterns and become comfortable with them, even when they're toxic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And no one.
But why did you have these children by this toxic man? See, you cannot paint this picture, and you cannot get me to believe that everything was on Shaq. Nah. Drop a 1 if y'all are feeling the way I'm feeling. Drop a 2 if y'all are buying this nonsense. Let me know if y'all are buying this nonsense. And y'all know, for the most part, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I can't give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't respect it at all. But there's more.
Writes this manual, right, of how to do life. I wish, but and I own my space. I own my decisions. I own the fact that I was in complete denial and saw things right in front of me, but just like I was protecting myself, I was protecting my kids. I had this family, right? I didn't want to be a failure. To me, losing my marriage was failing. You wrote.
What are you talking about? You had babies by a man that you did not love. Stop right there. You had babies by a man. You didn't have one baby. You didn't have one baby by a man that you didn't love. You had multiple children. You had children by a man that you did not love. Ladies, help me understand this, ladies. I thought, now maybe the first baby, okay. But I thought that the whole idea of having children was by a man that you loved. She said she never loved the man. That's cold. That's cold. That's a prostitute talking. That's a hoe talking. Prostitutes lay down with men all the time that they don't love. Prostitutes know not to have children by these men that they don't love. Huh? I don't respect this at all, Rock Squad. There's more.
Wrote about that specifically. Yeah. You talk, well, first of all, leave it to Shaq. When your book was announced, he tweeted out, nah. And then he said, I'm playing, congrats. He said he was just playing. But you said about the marriage, you said, looking back, I don't know that I was ever really in love with the man. I made me want to cry.
Yeah.
But I was in love with the idea of being married to the man I had a family with.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Looking back. These are her words. Looking back, I don't know that I was ever really in love with the man. But I was in love with the idea idea of being married to the man I had a family with, there's a big difference. Do y'all see the difference? She never loved Shaq. She loved the idea, but she never loved Shaq. It's right there. Y'all can read it for yourself. She said it, and it's right there. I don't know that I was ever really in love with the man, but I was in love with the idea. Man, get the hell out of here. There's more.
I was in love with the idea of building a life together.
Absolutely. I was in love with the partnership that I never got. I didn't experience partnership in a relationship until now. But, you know, Shaquille and I have a great relationship now.
They're beautiful children.
And beautiful children. I would not change any part of my story. Not one part of...
Yeah, I bet you won't change any part of your story because you pimping it. You getting paid off of it. I wouldn't change it either. If I could pimp my story, what the hell is you talking about, woman?
My story, no matter how depressed, how sad, how much of at the bottom I felt, I would not change one part of it because I feel like my reward is now. Like I am, you know, I know this book is a memoir, but it's honestly a manual, Tamron. It is me encouraging. It is me uplifting.
You talk about finding financial independence. I mean, you talk about in the book, and to that point, I was like, how much should we talk about Shaq? Because your whole new husband.
Yeah, you talking about financial independence, but it came at the foot of being the wife of Shaquille O'Neal. If you take Shaquille O'Neal out of the equation, ain't nobody gonna buy your book. Yes or no? Nobody's going to buy your book if you was married to a regular Joe Blow. They're going to buy your book because you was married to Shaquille O'Neal. Get over yourself, Shaunie. Get over yourself. It was a money grab. It was all about the come up.
Husband is right there.
Right.
I played with it in my head too. I played in my head too with it. But to your point, it's not about a rehashing. It's I'm telling you how I got to where I am, including this determination to be financially independent and have a legacy of your own because you looked up and there's this beautiful house, this beautiful man, but it all was somebody else's money.
It was all somebody else's.
And you said, I've got to create my own, not just so I can buy my own, but so I can show my kids, my daughters, my son.
Why didn't you take your ass to work? Duh. We got to call a spade a spade. Why didn't you take your ass to work? Because you was living off of the benefits of being married to Shaquille O'Neal. Stop playing with it. Stop playing with it. You'll come up. You're financially independent now because of basketball wives, which you pimp the other wives. You pimp them. You got them to come forward and give up their dirt. You said it your own self. Now you got this book that you pimping.
Yeah, I wanted to be able to leave a legacy. And again, in my book, I talk about that because I want to leave a legacy for my children. I turned around and realized I don't have a career. I don't have my own money coming in from somewhere. I don't have.
Whose fault was that? I mean, come on. Whose fault was that you didn't have a career? Whose fault was that you didn't have no money? Let me guess. It was Shaq's fault, right? Let me guess. That's why you didn't love the man. Right.
And it wasn't until reality hit me in my face that I was like, wait a minute. I've been financially dependent on another human being this entire time, and I have nothing to show for it. Wow. Nothing. And literally built basketball wives out of survival mode. You know, that's one thing people don't understand is that was a survival mode. I was like, there has to be a place that we as women can have a platform, have a voice, find a purpose. Yeah. And despite, you know, people, the audience finding, it's entertainment, right? But at the same time, there are so many women that now have a platform to do business, that they've made money.
I love that. I love that.
We got to chop this up. Everybody knows, everybody that knows me, all of my subscribers, everybody knows that I'm quick to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Everybody knows I'm quick. Even when I was doing the demonstration about the city mayor of Dalton, I was still giving her the benefit of the doubt. I was giving her her flowers, even though I had to point out a lot of the schemes, the scams, the fraud, the using the taxpayers' dollars for merch and all of that. This right here, I gotta call a spade a spade. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I don't respect it. For the simple fact, she said she never loved Shaq. Those were her words. She said that she never loved Shaq. Stop right there. What are you missing? What part of this aren't you able to see? And instead of pimping Shaq, you pimp Shaq. Instead of pimping those basketball wives, you pimped all of them. That's pimping 101. Pimping 101 is to what? Get others to do the dirt while you reap the benefits. And you reap the benefits off of basketball wives at the foot of those women dishing out their dirt. That's pimping 101. Now you're pimping this book. Why do you think people that brought the book, why do you think they brought the book? Because they wanted to hear dirt on Shaquille O'Neal. You can believe that. You could take that check to the bank and cash it in. And I know I might get some backlash. And I might get some DMs. Shank, you went hard on her. Shank, you shouldn't have said that. Shank, whoop-de-woo, whoop-de-woo, woo. I gotta call a spade a spade. And it's women like her. It's women like her that give other women bad names. It's women like her that make it look bad for us men. She says she never loved him. So what you get married to him for? She says she never loved him. So what you have, 5 children? Y'all talk to me. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm on one. I'll wait for the chat to talk to me. And everybody that's catching this on the replay, am I on one? Am I tripping? Maybe I'm tripping. Somebody let me know. Appreciate the compliment, Jeremy. Appreciate that compliment, Jeremy, but I'm not Tyrese. But a lot of people say that I look like Tyrese and I favor Tyrese. I appreciate that compliment, Jeremy. But am I tripping? Raw, suntan. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? I've never heard a woman, let alone the best, all of them. I loved him. I did this, I did that. I love this man. She says she ain't love him. Y'all got to talk to me. Don't go nowhere either. Talk to me. Maybe the old man is tripping. Maybe the old man is on one. But that's cold. And then you trying to flip it and trying to make her come up. Yeah, I was in a dark place. I bet your ass was in a dark place because your ass was married to a man that your ass didn't marry. Your ass had babies by a man that your ass didn't love. So I bet you was in a dark place. I'm sure you was in a dark place when you realized, damn, what have I done? I've brought these children in the world with a man that there's no connection with. Somebody talk to me. Somebody tell me something. I can't let this go. I can't let this one go. And like I said, I'm sure I'm going to catch some heat. I'm sure Ross says people been saying stuff about her long before Basketball Wives. Salute, LaJessica. I see you, LaJessica. Salute. Come on. Ross, Suntan. Make it make sense. Help me understand this. I've never heard. This is the first now. This is the first. I've never heard it. But she said, I never loved him. What did he do, first of all? Let's find out exactly what did the man do to you that was so bad, so horrible. He cheated. He ain't spend time with you. Shit, that's in damn near all of them relationships. That's in damn near all of the marriages. But you never hear those wives. You've never heard battered women. Women have been battered. Women have been abused by their husbands and boyfriends. And you've never heard them say that they didn't love the man. You've never heard it. You've heard women that's been cheated on. You've heard women that's been done worse than your ass been done. You never heard them women say that they did not love that man. You hear them women say, I stayed because I loved them. Salute, Miss Parker. Salute. We got a troll, and I'm going to acknowledge the troll because I asked the question. The troll says, you're tripping, dude. Why are you making a big deal of it? Why the F do you care? Damn. I mean, I am giving my commentary. So, obviously, if I'm giving my commentary, obviously, I got to care. Obviously, I got to speak on it. But why are you here? Can you answer my question? I answered your question. So now you tell me, why are you here? I'm not trolling. Why are you getting wound up? Why are you here? Tell me, why are you here? I answered your question. Now tell me why you here. Nah, we ain't going to chill. Why are you here? But back to the demonstration. What's the purpose of being with a man that you don't love? Let's break this down. So now, you're married to this man that you don't love. You brought children into the world with this man that you don't love. Suntan says she said in love. Help me understand, Suntan. Help me understand. Salute, German. Salute, German Martinez. She said she wasn't in love with him. That's even worse. An investment. And that's all it was an investment. So why not just come forward and say, hey, look, it was just an investment. It was just to come up. It is what it is. I was with Shaq just for a come up. Because see, now she got Basketball Wives under her belt. And now she got this book under her belt. Let's go to some more. But believe it or not, Shaq defended her. Maybe she doesn't want to be rude. I mean, you know, I believe that that's just as rude for you to sit up there and say that you wasn't in love with this man that you married. I mean, ladies, y'all got to talk to me, ladies. I'm not getting enough from the ladies. I'm not getting enough feedback from the ladies. Come on, ladies, talk to me on this. Come on. I'm not getting enough feedback from the ladies. All right. Let's see what Shannon and Ocho had to say about it.
Hello, it's your favorite sports thunk here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Shaq's ex-wife, Shaunie, says she's not sure she ever loved him.
No.
Shaunie Henderson questioned her love for him in a memoir. Right. Undefeated, changing the rules, and winning on my own terms, she wrote, looking back, I don't know if I ever really loved him. I was really in love with the man. Over the course of their relationship, which began in the late 90s and ultimately ended in 2009, when she filed for separation, the couple struggled with infidelity, which Shaq admitted in his 2011 memoir. Shaq posted a cryptic message on social media the next day. Shaq wrote, I understand. I wouldn't have been in love with me either. Wishing you all the best. All love, Shaq. Caption the post, trust me, I get it.
Hey, that hurts, man. That hurts. That hurts. I mean, oh man, yeah. Just to hear something like that. Obviously, Shaunie is a friend of mine. Shaq is a friend of mine. I would have loved to see those two work it out. But I think of power couples, people doing their own thing in their respective crafts and being successful at it. Obviously, things didn't work out. They parted ways. That's tough though. I think many of athletes at times are in situations or they're with women at times in the infidelity and the issues and the problems. It overshadows the glitz and glamour. And I think at one point maybe she did love Shaq. But all the other issues that came with being with a person or player of his caliber, I think it overshadowed that. And at some point, the love went away. What you think? Or am I wrong?
The point of what she said. She said there's one that you can love someone, but not be in love. There's a difference between the two.
Whoa, wait. Stay right there. Because I gotta use this and I gotta use this. I
think our chat could attest. I don't get why she would say that.
Wait, say it again. Say it. Wait, come on. Wait, stay with me.
You can love someone.
You don't give me no good shit and try to go away, man.
You can love someone, but not be in love. There's a difference between the two.
Stay right there.
She's saying, I loved him, but I don't know if I was ever really in love with him.
Okay, let's stop right there because I want to make sure I want to dot my I's and I want to cross my T's in my own goddamn household.
Okay.
So while we on this topic, let me holler at you real quick. Look. Now you know, baby, nothing. Shit, this is important because I don't want to waste no time. Now, do you love me? Wait, give me the question the right way.
Do you love Ocho or are you in love with Ocho?
Oh, come on now.
I am in love with you and I love you.
Okay, are you sure?
Baby.
How do I make sure? How do I know if
only time? There's no way. Because I'm sure Shaq thought she was in love with him. Now she said she doesn't know if she really weren't. But I just don't get, because here's the thing. Let's just say the only reason do you believe, and I know she's remarried and she's happy, I think she's married to a pastor now.
Right.
Let me ask you this, Ocho.
Yeah.
How many pastors' wives are writing memoirs that people are reading?
I would think that would be...
They're going to read this book because she was married to Shaq.
Right.
She became a household name because she was married to Shaq.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to let it finish. But what did I tell y'all? Now, I've never heard this, but Shannon is saying the same things that I was saying. I'm going to let it finish.
For the longest time, she kept that O'Neal name.
Right.
And I got no problem with, like I said, I don't know Shaunie. I'm not here to bash Shaunie.
Right.
But my thing is, I don't get why you needed to say that. Why you felt you needed to say that.
I think if you're writing a book, if you're writing a memoir, the point of the memoir is to be able to share your thoughts, your feelings, some of the things that people didn't know, the ups and downs of your life, especially your marriage, during and after. I think it can help with other women that might be in similar situations that might feel the same way.
If that was the case, why she didn't reveal that she didn't love Shaq or she wasn't in love with Shaq, why she didn't reveal it on the Basketball Housewives. Housewives of Basketball. Notice. See, that's pimping. This pimping. This is pimping 101. She waited until the right time. And the right time was when? The right time was when it's time to promote that book. She loved Shaq. She was in love with Shaq. She still loved Shaq. But she knew. They teach you that in marketing and promotion. Controversy sells. Let's listen though.
They're stuck in a situation because of the lifestyle that they're provided and afforded, to where they're really not in love, but they're there because of, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
And I think now that she's free, she can be free to speak on, you know what? Damn, I was with this individual all this time, and I don't even think I was really in love. But I was blinded by the opportunities that presented itself. Or am I wrong?
About $700 million.
Huh?
But that money was stacked so high you couldn't see straight.
Yeah.
Ocho, I'm gonna give you something, and you take this with you.
Wait. Let me give a pen. Let me give a pen and pad. Because I know you're finna give me some good shit.
Or me. If it's someone I cared about, someone that I'm close with.
Right.
I believe it is okay to lie to a person if you'll save them great harm or embarrassment.
Oh, no. Don't do that.
How do you think that, let me ask you a question. How do you think that makes Shaq feel?
Honestly?
Yes.
Knowing Shaq?
Let's just say 10 years from now, and I hope you and Rail, y'all married for 75 years.
Yay.
If Rail comes out and writes a book, I loved Ocho, but I'm not sure I was in love with Ocho. That would crush you.
You think so?
You know so. Think about what you've done for Rail that you haven't done for any other woman that you've ever come in contact with.
Come on, boy. Oh, now you preaching. You done made me stand up. Come on now.
I know.
Hey, boy.
And see, you have more expectations for Rail than you have any other woman that you've ever dealt with.
See, that's why you see what you just said?
The greater the expectations, the greater the hurt that comes along with it doesn't work out.
That's why I always why you think I always told you, what I've always been good at. Oh, excuse me. Love that woman to death, What did I tell you though? We've been in the game a very long time. There's something very important that we all need to do and learn to do, is being able to manage our expectations.
You can't manage your expectations when you're in love with someone. Because you can't be in love with someone if you're managing your expectations. Because you have to be willing, see, here's the thing, Ocho, in order to be in love, you have to be vulnerable. And see, there's two different definitions. You can be vulnerable and not be weak. And you can be weak but not be vulnerable.
So
love requires that you become vulnerable. That you're willing to open yourself up. You're willing to fall and know that Rail will catch you.
Wait, let me see if she. Hold on now. Come here.
What are y'all thoughts?
Come here.
What are y'all thoughts?
Do the test now. Hold on. Hold on. See, sometimes this is how you know you got your good partner.
What if I jump out the way?
Nah, don't do that. Real. Nah, it's gonna let me know if we gonna last. It's gonna let me know if we gonna last. If I can trust her, you know, if she catch me, because sometimes you only as strong as your supporting cast. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes in life you're only as strong as your foundation, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You see?
Yes.
You got it.
Yes. Because the thing is, see, sometimes people confuse the two, Ocho.
Right.
Because a person can be vulnerable and not be weak, and a person can be weak but not be vulnerable.
Wow,
Because
you gotta be careful though, huh? You see what you just said? You gotta be careful.
But
Because
here's the thing.
in today's era, today's society, vulnerability to women is seen as weakness.
It is.
Depending on who you with. So you gotta be careful now.
That's how you have to be vulnerable. That's why you have to be careful who you're vulnerable with.
Right.
But again, once you open up your vulnerabilities, there's an expectation level. And when that expectation level is not met, therein lies the hurt. Therein lies the pain. And so look, Shaunie can write whatever she wants. Like I said, I've never met Shaunie. I don't know her. I don't trash people. But I just, all things being said, I wish she hadn't said that. I do.
Yeah.
Because you do realize that's the father of your kids. You just told your kids, I'm not so sure I was ever in love with your father.
Hello. I'll wait. Did y'all hear what Shannon said? That's the father of your children. Your children has to hear. See the wordplay. I'm with you, Raw. Raw says you got to watch that wordplay. And when you listen to Shaunie, that's pimping. The wordplay. All pimps, when it comes to pimping, it's about finessing. It's about that wordplay. Now, imagine how that's going to be when your children hear that. And as Shannon said, your children is going to question you. Mom, you ain't never loved my dad. Mom, you was never in love with my dad. Here's the home run. Mom, we wasn't made out of love? Huh? I feel you, Raw. That wordplay. But see, here come the wordplay that's going to come back and haunt you. The children are going to ask you, so Mom, you mean to tell me because you didn't love Dad or you wasn't in love with Dad, Mom, you mean to tell me we wasn't made out of love? Let's go back to Shannon.
But is it okay? Is it at this point in life, do you continue to hide the fact how you truly felt? Or at what point do you come out and say, this is how I really feel? Especially if you're writing a memoir. And it's a memoir, I'm assuming, that can also help other women that are in similar situations that don't know what to do.
Oh, similar situation, you with a guy worth $750 million and he gave you everything and you still living off that? That's what you want to help him do? Look, my thing is, Ocho, for me,
come on now.
What's the old adage? Love hurts. Love hurts.
What did I say?
And
what did I say? Love hurts. Love is unconditional.
longer, and the greater the expectation,
Yeah.
the more it hurt. You see, the thing is with this is that breaking up is easy if you're the one that wants to do the breaking up. Normally, I don't know. Like I said, I can only speak for myself and the people that I've been around. But anybody that I've ever been close around that didn't want to break up, it wasn't easy. Man, Sharpe, what I need to do? How can I get her back? Shannon, what can I do to get him back? Because that's not what they wanted. Now, those same people, I've seen those same people walk away from a relationship like it's nothing. Because they're the one that's doing the breaking up. Breaking up is easier than being broken up with. But and so that's why you have to be mindful when there are kids involved of what you say and how you treat said partner. Because the kids are watching.
Right. So you got me tearing up listening to you. Shit.
So when you hear kids talk a certain way, where do you think they learned that from?
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too.
Talk to me, Rock Squad.
Spend another dime on Amazon.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Remember, no matter who you are, you're dating that person's past traumas, childhood, the relationship they had with their mom, with their dad, the previous relationship. That's what you're dating.
And you know what? So that means, obviously, if the person hasn't had counseling or therapy, then those past traumas could affect the relationship that they're in now. It just carries over like a math problem.
If you're not careful, Ocho, you'll bleed on the person that didn't even cut you.
Boy, you be having some fun.
Hey, god damn, that was a good one, boy. Shit.
Red, get out of the background. Go ahead. I'm talking to Ocho. Get a bed.
Hold on. What was that again?
I'm saying, yeah, if you don't go to therapy, if you're not healed, you'll bleed on the person that didn't even cut you.
Ooh, I'm gonna be
tough. But I wish, I wish, like I said, I know Shaq a little bit. I've met him a couple of times. Great guy, funny. What you see, he's the big, funny, big giant kid.
Big personality.
He's a 7'1", 15-year-old. That's his personality.
Yeah.
He wants everybody to have a great time. He's generous, beyond generous.
Talk to me, Rock Squad. Talk to me. What are y'all thoughts before we get up out of here? What are y'all thoughts? I appreciate everybody for pulling up. We covered Tyrese runs off stage to prevent from being served by the sheriff. And we've also chopped it up about Shaq's ex-wife, Shaunie, making the statements that she never loved Shaq. She was never in love with him. The one thing that I liked, that I didn't even point out, but the one thing that I liked that Shannon pointed out, and this is the nail in the coffin, this is the icing on the cake. Shannon said, how do you think that's going to make your children feel when your children come to you? Because after all, I was always taught, unless the woman has been R'd or, S.A', I was always taught when two people, when a man and a woman makes a baby, I was always taught that the baby was made out of love. Regardless whether the man and woman were married, regardless if the man and woman eventually broke up and went their separate ways, regardless if they didn't have a good relationship. I was taught when a baby is made, the baby was made out of love. I know some of y'all are going to say, not all cases. I'll accept that. Not all cases. However, a man and a woman not only have one baby, not only two babies, but 3, 4, and 5 babies, you mean to tell me that love wasn't present? Let me read this. SH says, that's how it should be, but it's not that way anymore. Speaking from experience, I was a mom at 17. I came because I saw my name. Appreciate you for pulling up. Ross says, the rest of your day, got to get to work. Appreciate you for pulling up, Raw. But if you get a chance, Raw, drop some comments in the comments section on this, and then that way we could further build. But the one thing that I like what Shannon said, them kids are going to look at her and question that. Mom, we was never made out of love. And even just the question about their dad. Because one thing about my children go to bat for me. You say something about me, even if they mother say something about me, my children on the front line. You can't say that about my father. You can't say that about my dad. So what's going to happen when that day comes and the kids question that? Frederick says, hey man, I am new here. Greetings from Germany. I got left 2 days ago. Now I'm on the beer and weed again. Maybe some other ish. Cheers, mate. Appreciate you for pulling up, Frederick. My mate. Yo, mate. Appreciate you for pulling up. SR says, I got to watch. She had to have some type of feelings to keep having kids. And that's what I'm saying, SH. That's what I'm saying. I know she loved that man. I know that if she wasn't in love with the man, I know she had to love the man. Come on, Shaunie. Now, I know you promoting the book. I know you got to start the controversy. I know you got to, because that's what they teach you in marketing and promotion. Controversy. So I know you got to sell that book. So I know it's going to intrigue people's mind. What? You mean to tell me she never loved him? You mean to tell me she wasn't in love? Oh, she got a book. Oh, I got to go get that book because I got to see what she talking. Come on, Shaunie. Come on, Shaunie. Either you're lying, and the reason why you're lying is to promote and sell that book, or either, and I'm going to be careful with my words, or either you being married to Shaq was all about the bag, a money grab. And as I believe it was Ross stated, her name was already in the streets before she was married to Shaq. And this is why I'm telling everybody, men and women, y'all got to be careful. Y'all got to be careful who y'all choose to lay down with. Y'all got to be careful who y'all choose to marry. No relationship is perfect. You're going to have ups and downs, but you don't want to be married to a woman or man that don't love you. That got to be the worstest of the worst, to marry somebody that you don't love. Now, I might have to revisit this demonstration. I might have to revisit this demonstration because I might have to do some more investigation. As H says, that's what it was then. She had feelings for the money then, but he definitely wasn't all bad. You can't keep a good face for all bad for long unless you are in some type of P. Diddy situation. I agree with you. I agree with you. You know, you make it, when you say that you never loved that man, you wasn't in love with that man, why not? I mean, why not? The man took care of you. You said it yourself. You didn't have no income. You said it yourself. You was living off of this man. The man didn't have no problems with taking care of you because you was his wife. That's cold. That's cold. Make sure everybody at least subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the like button. They've been messing with my likes. They've been messing with my views. The way to hit the like button, you should see 3 dots. You should see 3 dots. Click on the 3 dots and then hit the like button. At least give me a like. Get my likes up. But as I stated before, I might have to revisit this. Let me take some more comments and then I'll let you all get out of here. Appreciate that, Frederick. Appreciate those likes. Appreciate y'all getting them likes up. Appreciate that. Once again, hit the 3 dots and it'll let you hit the like button. Appreciate that, Frederick. Appreciate everybody from Germany. Appreciate all of my international subscribers. I really appreciate you all. My subscribers are steadily going up. In the future, probably sometime next week, maybe sooner, I will be dropping the link. I will be dropping the link for anyone that would like to join me on the panel. But the only way you'll be able to join me on the panel, you'll have to be a member to the channel. The only ones that will be able to join me on the panel is members only. So that's another benefit if you become a member over here. You'll have access to members only demonstrations. Some of my demonstrations are for members only. Not only will you have access to the members only demonstrations, if you would like to join me on the panel, voice your opinion, give your perspective on things, by being a member, you'll be able to join me on the panel. No one that's not a member to the channel will be allowed to join me on the panel. Once again, I appreciate everyone for pulling up. I appreciate my moderators. I appreciate the new subs. I appreciate everybody. You, him, and her. I appreciate everyone that's pulling up from other countries. Germany, UK, Brazil, Canada, Jamaica. I appreciate you all. Also, my demonstrations will be 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Eastern time. So always check to see if I have a live going on at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Eastern time. Sometimes I schedule the demonstrations hours before. Sometimes I schedule them a day before. But the reason why it's like a last minute thing is because I try to wait to see what's trending. I try to catch whatever is trending for the moment. So that's why I wait almost till it's time for me to go live. But I do schedule the demonstrations a day before. That gives you time to see that there's going to be a demonstration, and then that gives you time to free up your time. So once again, I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Remember, I'll see you all again 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Eastern time. Salute everybody.